Hello, I'm Jim Kelly with Saddle Point Systems, and I'm here to show you the Akiles CoilMac-EX Pro coil binding machine. It's a complete system. It's got an automatic crimper, an automatic punch, and an automatic inserter. And we're going to bind this book. The machine comes with this little gauge that you can put on your book, slide that up, and it tells you what size coil you need. We need a 10 millimeter coil, and that's a 10 millimeter. So before I start, I'm going to do a sample punch just to make sure things are set up right. So it looks good except for this part right here where one of the punches is coming down and hitting the edge of the sheet. That is this pin right here. One nice thing about this machine is every pin is disengageable, which makes it possible to bind any size sheet of paper. So let's go ahead and punch these out. So you want to have them jogged when you punch them. Slide them in, slide them over. Put them there. It'll punch about 25 sheets at a time. And there's the back cover. So the book is punched. And if you look through the holes, you can see that everything's all lined up. So now we're going to insert the coil. To do that, I'm going to start the coil through the first few holes by hand. Like that. And then I'm going to turn on the inserter. And then I'm going to set this bar to the 10 millimeter spot right there. What I'm going to do is put my finger right there to keep the coil from overshooting, and I'm going to keep my finger away from the roller and roll it in. Just like that. Didn't quite go all the way. And now we crimp it, and to crimp it we're going to set this switch to crimp, and that affects the foot pedal. I'm just going to put that up here, and you get a very nice crimp. Turn it over and do the other side. So that's it. That's all there is to doing a coil binding. Some of the other features of this machine I want to show you are the ability for it to punch oversized sheets. This isn't true of all of these kind of punches, but this is very nice because it can. So I'm going to re-engage this pin, and then I'm going to put this sheet in and punch it. And one thing you have to be careful about when you put it in is that this little pin that sticks up, you want it to go past that pin and not stop there. Want to go all the way to the back of the machine. And that wasn't a punch, that was a crimp, so I have to set the switch back to punch. So that's okay, but now we got to punch the rest of the holes. So I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to hang one of these holes on that pin, and that'll line up the holes for the rest of them. But the problem is, it could clip the edge of the paper there, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is find a convenient hole, punch hole here, and this one is labeled number 30. So that's one I'm going to use because it's labeled down here number 30. And then I can just set the edge of the paper on that number 30 and then line that up with the pin. And punch the rest of the way through. So that is all nice even spacing. The only thing that's not quite right about this is too close to this edge, too far away from this edge. So for a given sheet of paper, you'll want to adjust this guide to start with to where it centers all the holes. But that's a very nice feature, being able to do that. One other really nice feature about this machine is this little knob here. What it does, if you push it in, it adjusts the depth of the holes. So if I'm going to punch holes now with it set at the other extreme, you'll see, and I'll re-engage that one. Just to be clever, I'll disengage the 11 inch. And that's what it does. It slides the holes down. That's useful for doing bigger books when you have a lot of paper. You want those holes to be a little further in. So that's the CoilMac-EX Pro. It's got oval dies. It's got an electric crimper, and that's kind of unusual. Very nice machine. Thank you very much.